Greetings, students in Alternatives to Violence. This is Dr. John Tamilio III coming to you on April Fool's Day, April 1st, 2020. It's Wednesday, and here we are in an alternative learning environment in virtual reality, so to speak, amid the coronavirus, the COVID-19 pandemic. First of all, I hope all of you are healthy, that you're safe, that your families are well. This bears repeating, but practice safe distancing, wash your hands, all that stuff. I want to bring you up to date on the course. I was looking through the syllabus and everything we've done so far. We've actually covered quite a bit of ground. We may have to make some adjustments because we're going to be working online as if this is an online course for the rest of the semester per orders of the university. So that said, please make sure you review the syllabus if you haven't already. I still am looking at having half your work for this course being your online discussion questions, and I believe we've done 3 of them so far. I'm planning on posting the 4th one, the 4th of 6, this week, this Friday. So be looking for that. Again, we're going to be doing 4 of 6 discussions. That was the original plan. We may do more online discussions than that. I'm still trying to figure this out because we're not going to be meeting in person. I hope all of you know how to use Zoom. We'll have some of our class sessions that way. That will work, I think, best for discussions. In terms of lectures, it'll be better probably for me to do them this way, right? To post them on YouTube, and then you can watch them at your leisure and take notes on them. So what I plan on doing this week, not today, but I'll have it for you by Friday. So in lieu of our Friday class, what I'll be doing is lecturing on chapter 4 from this book, from the Nagler text. Make sure you have this. And take a look at chapter 4. I'll be lecturing on that. So your homework for Friday is to read chapter 4. We're also moving forward with our course projects. Okay. As I'm just going to review what it says on the syllabus so we're all on the same page. You still have to produce a final project for the course. Now, as you may recall, for those who wanted to do presentations, I had designated some time at the end of the semester for you to do that in class. Obviously, we're not going to be meeting in class. So those of you who are planning on doing presentations, we will have to schedule a time for you to do so, and we'll probably do it, through Zoom. We'll have everyone log in, have you do the presentation, and then I'll have people respond, with a question and answer section. So be thinking of what that'll look like, okay? Because if you're going to use a PowerPoint presentation, there is a way to do that on Zoom. There's a way to interface with people and have something come up on the screen as well. I'm not exactly sure how to do that, so I'll look into that if you will look into that as well. The other option with that is, let's say you do a PowerPoint presentation. You could send that presentation to me. I could forward it to everyone in the class. And then when you do your presentation, we would all have the PowerPoint presentation to refer to on our own. Okay, that might be better, actually, because we'd all have it kind of right in front of us. So there's a number of options there. If you are planning on doing a presentation, be thinking about creative ways to do that, and we'll make it work one way or another. If you're doing a blog or a podcast, that will still move forward in the usual manner. If you're planning on doing a final paper for the class, still move forward in the usual manner. Again, as it says here in the syllabus, your final project, it can be a term paper, a lengthy essay in which you explore some aspect of nonviolent teaching. You may want to look at a particular practitioner of nonviolence, a particular theorist, something along those lines. You may want to explore something we haven't discussed yet. You may want to look at how nonviolence is practiced within a certain culture or religion or something along those lines. Again, it's very important that no matter what you're doing, whether you're doing a paper, presentation, podcast, whatever it is, that your project must include scholarly resources, and you must draw upon the learnings from the course. Okay, I want to see both of them drawn in here. Obviously, you're not going to be able to go to the library to do any research because everything's closed, right, until May 4th at least. So your research will have to be done online. But get creative. There's plenty of information out there. There's plenty of ways of gathering and presenting that information. The key thing is for your projects to be of a high level of scholarship. So you want to do some research, working with primary and secondary sources, depending on what your project is. And again, incorporate learning from the course. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I'll talk about the learning from the course. So let me know. Towards the end, just before spring break, before the end of that first part of the course, just before we entered spring break, we went around the room and shared our ideas as to what we're going to write about or present. I would appreciate it if all of you would send me an updated proposal, just a paragraph or so, as to what you're going to do. Send it to my Salem State account, Tamilio, that's JTAMILIO, at salemstate.edu. Don't send it through Canvas. I have trouble getting things through there. Send it directly to my email, a proposal, a couple paragraphs, what you're planning on doing. I know some of you already have, but I'm in the process of kind of weeding through all this stuff because everything has changed, and I'm trying to get a handle on what we have covered, what we haven't covered, where we're going. So it would be best if you wouldn't mind to send me your proposal. Send it as either a Microsoft Word document or a PDF, or you can send it within the body of the email itself. If you've already sent me your proposal, please resend it just so I have it, okay? And make it very clear at the top of your proposal, is this going to be a paper, a presentation, a podcast, a blog? What's it going to be? Make that clear at the very top before you write out your proposal, just so I know how many people are going to be doing presentations, and so we can factor that in and plan for that. So send that to me if you would by Friday. Okay, so for this coming Friday, I want you to read chapter 4 in this text in the Nonviolence Handbook, a Guide for Practical Action by Michael N. Nagler. We've been working with this text this semester. We're halfway through it. Read chapter 4, and I will lecture on that chapter this coming Friday, and also send me your proposal. Now, as a sort of review as to what we've covered so far, again, it's been quite a bit. I'm just looking through my notes here. We talked about the Christian roots of nonviolent direct action. We looked at the teachings of Jesus of Nazareth, particularly his Sermon on the Mount. You might want to review that. It's in the Gospel of Matthew, chapters 5 through 7. Remember what we said about the whole turn the other cheek interpretation, how that's not setting yourself up to be a victim, but it is standing up to your opponent in such a way that he or she has to treat you as their equal if they're going to use violence. You never resort to violence, but you force the person to see you as their equal. We talked about Henry David Thoreau's on civil disobedience, that essay. We talked about Jewish ideas of peace and nonviolence, and there's a really good link on the course syllabus as a review to that article. Again, we've talked about Nagler in depth. We did a lot of work with Gandhi, right? We did a lot of work with him. Make sure you've read the sections I designated in this text. A lot of great resources out there on Gandhi. If you're going to your projects, if you're not dealing with Gandhi or King or Thoreau in your projects in some way, shape, or form, then you'd really have to justify that, because these three thinkers are pillars of the passive resistance movement. I mean, others are as well, of course, but these are key figures, and we've talked about them at length. The syllabus tells you there's a lot of information there about resources we used regarding Gandhi. We did not talk about Buddhism yet. That was scheduled for the end of February, and we passed that over because we talked about Martin Luther King and his letter from Birmingham jail, and I think we covered that whole piece. I think we did quite a bit with that. So that's good. So you have that. We have yet to talk about Islam. We were going to do that just before spring break, but we spent a little extra time on King, and we worked on our projects for the class. So I will get back to that. So Buddhism and Islam are still two topics we want to talk about as we move forward talking about Nagler. And that pretty much brings us up to date. There are other articles that I'm going to want you to read, particularly Brigitte Brock-Utney's piece, L.C. Boulding's piece, Beverly Woodward. There's a lot of things that I want you to look at. Anything that's not in the course texts, such as the ones I just mentioned, I will make available for you. I have a scanner here at home. I have the texts. I'll just copy them and put the articles on our Canvas page for you when it comes time for that. But for now, in terms of this current week, today, the 1st, and Friday the 3rd, we're going to focus on, again, Nagler and our projects. So that should pretty much bring you up to date as to where we are with the course. Please contact me if you have any questions. You can call me as well. My number is 913-909-6591. Feel free to call me anytime. If you have any questions regarding your projects or regarding what you're reading in the class, contact me. Or you can email me as well, jtamilio@salemstate.edu. I know a couple of you had sent me some emails, and again, as I said, my inbox is filled with emails that I've gotten from the university, from the philosophy department regarding changes in schedules and ways of using online resources and all that stuff. I've also received emails from students. So if I haven't gotten back to you yet regarding an email, my deepest apologies. Please resend it. Okay, if you have a question and you emailed me, just resend it, and I'll be sure to answer it as soon as possible. So there we go. My hope is that you are well, that your families are well, and be smart and safe at this time. So I mean, maybe there's a project in here. Maybe there's a project about maintaining a spirit of nonviolence amid a global crisis, a global pandemic. I mean, be thinking about that. Maybe someone wants to change their topic and somehow relate this to COVID-19. I'm sure there's a way that you can. So be thinking about it. All right. Best wishes to all of you, and let's stay in touch. I am planning on, I'm going to lecture on Nagler Friday. I'll either do it this way by a video, or we'll do it on Zoom. I'll probably do it through a video. So be watching your email for a link to that. All right. Have a great day. Stay safe, and we'll talk soon. Take care. Bye-bye.